Neon lights, neon lights. Stay dancing with my demons, do the dash me out of sight. Run it up, secure the bag.
Hello and welcome to the SoulInsights podcast, episode 3. I'm Kyle and Loxton, joined by
Kyle.
And we're discussing
Awkward moments. That awkward moment when kind of thing.
yes, but we're just gonna go straight into new music again.
Yep.
Yeah, same as last
It's
time.
been quite a busy week for this, so
Yeah, it's been a bit of random releases.
this is as of 17th of June.
I mean, some were short notice, but I'll just list the artist, isn't it, again,
Yeah.
and we'll run with it. So, Eminem feat. CeeLo Green, The King and I, from the new Elvis film coming out, 24th of June.
Yeah.
Foles, Life Is Yours, favourite song, 2 a.m. Example, We May Grow Old But We Never Grow Up. Internal Affairs feat. Livesey. AJ Tracy, Soul, new single.
Banger.
Mike, Lost My Boat, new single. Lethal Bizzle, Lethal B versus Lethal Bizzle. Attack Mode, Awake, it's pretty cool. Tory Lanez, City Boy Summer, new single. Drake.
I've not listened, but
Drake.
a lot of
Drake.
negative comments.
Honestly, never mind. And then Logic.
Yeah,
boy.
so because Logic, repping Logic merch at the moment. Because best music artist around is the greatest of all time according to Morgan Freeman. So it's true. We're going to go into a little bit about it. Obviously, I've listened to him for God knows how long. It's going at least 10 years now, I suppose. Since before he was Def Jam, I suppose, isn't that? I think it was Numbers Spotlight time.
Yeah, you listened to him since when he was doing all the old samples and stuff, wasn't he?
Yeah,
His
so when he
mixtapes
was
and
on all of his mixtapes, obviously before he sold out.
Yeah.
No, before he signed to Def Jam. So new album, Vinyl Days. Go on then, Chiron. First thoughts on it?
Actually, I played it from start to finish this morning, and I didn't actually skip anything, so that's probably a positive.
Okay, but that's just because you don't know what you're skipping to start with, isn't it? So
No.
I didn't skip anything, but then after a couple, I sat and listened to it all day, so I listened through it like 6 or 7 times, and it got to the point where I started skipping stuff because I couldn't be bothered.
I do think he has too many voicemails.
Okay,
in the
yeah,
album.
so yeah, that was my thing. I understand that it kind of adds to the experience, you can say, and all that, like The Incredible True Story, let's say, because that's got quite a lot of skits as well, but it's like, it's story related, because that whole album's like a story. So in this way, it's kind of like that. It's little, I suppose it's little bits of his time at Def Jam, or like stuff like that kind of thing. Like
All his connections he's made along the way and stuff, isn't
yeah,
it?
it's just like, little bits and bobs. So, yes, okay, it's 30 tracks, so you can expect, say, 10 of them to be skits and that.
Yeah.
So, at first I was thinking to myself, like, there's too much there, but then you think about how many actual songs there are, and I suppose it's quite a good ratio anyway. It's just, obviously, I would have happily had only 20 tracks.
That's what it would have been, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe like 3 or 4 skits, like your Saturday skit and stuff like that from all of his Young Sinatra stuff.
And then the features that he had, where I can suit the style of the music, isn't it? Because it's obviously old school hip hop, isn't it? This whole style of it.
It's going back to where you've got obviously like Big Lembo and Castro, those kind of people, I suppose, isn't it? Where he's kind of like grown up around.
Yeah,
them,
Action Bronson and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, as he's going through his music, like that's what it kind of is. I enjoyed it. It's not as good as I was expecting.
Oh, damn.
Honestly, it's not. I've seen on Twitter it's been controversial, people saying that it's terrible, that
Really?
they didn't like it at all, and other people saying it's his best work ever, but best work ever's
But he's had that his whole
far
career,
from
though,
the
hasn't he?
truth.
I mean, that's what pisses him off, I think, because the fact that everyone labels him to a certain project, so you're not as good as what he was at Welcome to Forever. You just lock him in that moment, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah, like you can't move on from something, but
so I'd respect him.
It is what it is from everybody's opinions, and if somebody doesn't like it, they don't like it, do they?
Yeah.
So I don't think he should have released as many songs as he did before the album came out. especially because I think most of the better songs are the ones that he released.
Normally you would though, isn't it? An artist, isn't it?
Yeah,
If
I
one
know, because
pops-
it builds more hype for the album, but then the album comes out and it's like, oh, he's released all of his better stuff and I'm a bit sick of it now because I've listened to it like 100 times like I do because I stick it on repeat every day.
Jack Harlow First Class, like incident, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And then the album was...
hyped up a bit too much.
Do you know what? Never mind.
Honestly, never mind.
Exactly, that's the one, yeah.
Oh, Drake, you let me down there. I'm sorry.
So we'll go on to, if we say favourite song from the album.
Okay.
Kyron wants me to try and guess his.
I reckon you will. You'll know it.
I
I did show you a video preview when he was in the studio, I think, making it.
Yeah, I can't remember though, you see. So it's one of the new ones then. I really don't know.
It begins with a B. Come on. I don't really know what else to give you clue-wise.
Black White Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Your favourite song?
Same.
Look at that.
I heard the first time I heard it, I was like, okay, yeah, that's the best one. There was a couple others which I couldn't decide between, which were Rogue One.
Yeah, that's up there. Mine. Carnival.
Carnival's good, but that wasn't one that I initially thought. From the newer stuff, it's probably Black White Boy and Rogue One. But then I put them next to each other, and I was like, Black White Boy just it hits hard.
Yeah,
like, it's so much better. But I think one of the best on the album, I'm gonna say Black White Boy is, but Therapy Music. Just the entire flow on it, even though it's obviously one of the ones that came out first, but I don't think anything else in the album matches up to those two. I'm not saying they're bad, because I do enjoy the rest of it, but they're kind of like the two that stick out to me. But then you've got, like, yeah, as you say, Carnival, Orville, Vinyl Days, Kickstyle with, obviously, Big Lambo and them.
Yeah, Tetris.
You've got some other ones, Tetris, yeah, Decades.
Decades is the troll, though. That's the one that he says, oh, if you do a nice rap, you might go on the album.
Yeah,
and then he ends up flipping it the whole song.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
What? I thought I was waiting for the little TikTok buddy to rap on it.
He's probably somewhere else on the album. We just can't decide. Can't figure out where he is. RZA, or whatever he is, in Portal 1's decent as well, these little lines. Introducing Nizi might be somebody from TikTok. Because it's like you're introducing Nizi. I could be completely wrong there, and it might be somebody that's famous and that I should know, but yeah, fuck it. Doesn't matter, does it? So,
but yeah, it'd be interesting to see what he comes up with next then, because if he's got full freedom as an artist just to do whatever he wants with his mates and that.
It's going to go, yeah, you'd expect it to go back to more like, is it Worldwide? Remember Worldwide with C. Castro, that kind of vibe.
Oh, right, like basement sort of vibes. But obviously he's not in the basement.
Well, no, but it'll be in like a multi-million-dollar basement,
yeah,
won't
exactly.
he? So it'll make a lit little basement with it. But yeah, I may as well just say music recommendation right now, Black White Boy, seeing as we both picked it as well.
Okay, yeah. The fact
so that'll be going on the Soul Insights podcast after.
Yeah.
So, go and have a look and keep out for that as well.
SiPod playlist.
Yeah, SiPod playlist. May as well just stick that in our link in description for the YouTube video. I don't know about Spotify.
Oh, that's cool. We got the same song.
Yeah.
Sometimes every time my favourite song is, it's your terrible one, isn't it?
He likes the one that I hate, and I like the one that he hates, kind of thing. Yeah, but
So-
I didn't think that'd be your kind of song. I thought you'd go for something a bit more like, I'd say, slower.
I did like Currency's feature.
Yeah, see, I hated that. I say hated it, but it wasn't like there.
When you first heard it, wasn't it? I said to you, I was like, how is Currency going to fit on that pace? And then obviously it flipped and he came on. I was like, there we go. He's coming on now, isn't he?
Yeah. Right, let's move on from that. We've got Chiron is going to do it this week, seeing as I've just taken over music. The film recommendation, so what is it?
So my film recommendation is, you might already know, it's got a cool, it is a Logic reference as well, actually, because we're Logic related. John Wick.
I knew you were going to say that.
Keanu Reeves, because he's an absolute boss of an actor. But I said, if you like that film, then I'd recommend the whole series, wouldn't you think?
Yeah,
because that's a series.
All of the films, yeah. John Wick 4, hopefully.
Yeah, that's next
soon,
year, is it?
Hopefully,
yeah. Looking forward to that.
Anything,
but that's a series where it just stays top tier like the whole way through. I don't think
it doesn't get
cool.
bad, does it? From start to finish,
like
it's like it's up there with a decent franchise. Like I don't know what I'd put it with, but it's.
If you like the action sort of just one man boss and that sort of thing,
replayability is decent on it as well. Like you could sit there and probably watch it like 10 times in a row and not really get bored.
Someone did like a kill count on it as well, and I think it's John Wick 2. I think it's the mad one. But I said I like the whole style of it, like the fact he's always in a suit, bossing it, and the Continental when they go to the hotel. It's just all it's a bit like classy, and then obviously when he steps out, it's just a madness. But There's some sort of like he kills him with finesse. Let's just say that. That's pretty badass, isn't it? Some kills in John Wick 3 are insane.
You've got like the female versions where it's like, is it Anna?
Oh yeah,
like they go along those kind of like vibes as well.
Oh yeah,
like
Anna. Oh yeah,
somebody just going absolute madness sort of thing. So I think it's Anna.
Anna, yeah, we watched on the flight, didn't we? Yeah, that's Russian.
But,
John Wick. So yeah, that's my film recommendation is John Wick.
Not any particular one, just the franchise.
Yeah.
Badass. So the trilogy at the moment, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, something to binge.
Yeah, exactly.
You can probably watch all three of them in one sitting.
Easy.
So right.
Right, on to the main topic, which is obviously awkward moment when. So like that awkward moment when you're walking down the street and you miss your turn and you have to
shit yourself.
You have to turn around, but it's awkward because you have to walk past people that you've just walked past, kind of thing, or they see you stopping, kind of thing, or that awkward moment when you shit yourself. Yeah, okay.
Go in between is go down a water slide. What would be the difference though before? What's the difference between an awkward moment and an embarrassing situation?
Embarrassing is more like, I can't believe I've just done that. I'm gonna die, kind of thing. Like, oh my god,
you fucked it.
Yeah, like there's no coming back from that kind of thing. Awkward moments, just like, oh, that was a bit silly.
You could save yourself from it, to be honest. Yeah,
it's just it looks stupid, but it's not like life changing. Whereas embarrassing, you just like, oh, I can't believe I've just done that.
But linking back to the previous episode with the icks, I reckon you could probably say that awkward moment with some
awkward moments are icks kind of thing as well.
Like, makes them awkward, isn't it? So,
yeah, like what I just said about walking down the street and having to turn around, where that was on the ick podcast, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what linked this.
I want to start this because I've got something that you're going to absolute banter over.
Okay.
That awkward moment when you make a Harry Potter reference and nobody gets it because you're among muggles.
I'd leave the room if you didn't get the Harry Potter reference. Oh, it depends how deep in Harry Potter we're doing. Like actual side characters that no one would know.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, does it? It's like that awkward moment when the person you're talking to doesn't know the entire Shrek script. EO
don't know that.
Knows.
No,
doesn't know it. Yeah, doesn't know
it. No, that's fair enough. I don't know what else to say. I think that's badass. If you said a Harry Potter thing and then someone else continued the reference, then
what? Like you were Shrek at work?
I'd get on one knee. Yeah. But
suck 'em off.
Okay.
Go on then.
Mine was linked to when the very first episode when you said, "Oh, I'm having the salmon."
Okay,
and you had to decide it when you had to laugh at people's shit.
Okay,
jokes.
I've actually got that one. Yeah. So when you have to pretend something's either interesting or funny,
oh my god,
kind of thing. That awkward moment when somebody tells you a joke and you're just like, even though it's really not funny.
Well, you've heard it like 70 times before.
Dr. Hibbert, Simpsons reference.
Oh my
days.
Yeah.
What is that?
And especially if you've heard it like 70 times before. So I imagine if you worked in retail, that'd probably drive you insane. It's like the contactless payment, isn't it, when they up that?
Yes, and that's another, oh yes, I can't pay for $7 grand with my contactless, can I? It's only £100, isn't it?
Aren't you? Fucking hilarious, aren't you?
That's just a little bit over the limits.
No. Thankfully, I haven't had to deal with that.
Honestly, I've dealt with it far too long. People are far too stupid. You don't understand how stupid people are. And yeah, how awkward you have to feel just to make it like pleasant for them. Say like, so funny.
Yeah, that's awkward, I'd say, because you're just dead inside. You're straight face, isn't it? Like, thankfully, you had like face masks at one point, so you would just be like,
literally
behind the face mask.
For listeners, I'm dead straight facing the camera because you can't actually see it, can you?
It's just that silence alone was deafening, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That awkward moment when there's just an absolute madness of a silence and you don't know how to fill it.
Oh, that'd be well
good. When the dentist asks you a question when your mouth is wide open, you just sat there like,
oh, it's good, that, isn't it?
And he's like, so, how did you get here today? And you're like,
yeah, it's like, what is the point?
Choking on your own, like, spit and all that. You're choking on your own saliva, and you're just like, "How are you doing today?"
You should
Like,
just like
"Oh, good."
shove his hand down your throat, grab your voice box, just start hearing you just humming the thing like.
Or it's in that case that awkward moment when you're the dentist and the patient puckers up and tries to kiss you. Yeah.
Oh my
I've
god.
seen TikToks about that.
No, there's one where he's trying to measure something on a graph, isn't it? And then she like just connects his hand to make a little love heart or something, and he just smacks her hand out the way like, oh.
Yeah. Bloody stupid, isn't that?
The awkward silence during an elevator ride. I mean,
that's the best, isn't it?
But that's when people were talking about NPCs, weren't they? Because everyone's just like, they don't know how to act in an elevator.
They're just in like, you just being in your own little world essentially, isn't that?
Yeah. So imagine it's like you just want to go and get to your floor and jog on again, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So you could pin into that awkward moment when you fart in an elevator, when a lift rather, it's not elevator. It's
I remember it's like the Vitali pranks, isn't it? When someone's like in half in the elevator, and then you get to the floor and like crawling out in half or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice. Gulliver's Travels, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I was stood in the lift after we'd watched Gulliver's Travels, and I was just like, Gulliver's Travels, and there was some lady stood next to us laughing,
just staring at her, just like
yeah.
Okay. Oh, there might be some dogs barking in the background.
So ignore that. When you've already said what about 4 times and you still don't know what they're saying, so you just nod along and pretend like you know, so you don't seem like you're deaf.
My
You're just like, what? Eventually you're just like, oh, okay.
I relate to that,
Okay.
do you reckon? The amount of times you
bloody in his own little world over here, and he probably nods along and doesn't even know. Like, you could probably say, like, go and jump off a cliff, and he'll be like, oh, yeah.
It was like snowboarding the other week, wasn't it? Oh, make sure you move out of the way. Just pile drive.
Chiron, stop there.
You're already gone, mate.
Chiron. Oh God. And
Yeah,
you jumping
exactly.
out of the way.
Yeah, if someone asks a question, if it's like not really your sort of topic, you're probably just, your body's there, but your mind's just not there,
your
is it?
sort of topic, yeah. About safety. About stopping.
Safety. Boring.
First thing you get told when you go snowboarding, always you have to give priority to those that are lower down the hill than you.
Exactly.
What does he do? Crashes into me.
Well, I don't know what to say now. Right, when you show someone a photo on your phone and they start scrolling and you know there are pictures they probably shouldn't see, sweating out.
What are those pictures that you probably shouldn't see? Though?
Exactly. See a little pickle just appear on the photo album?
Pickle me, pickle me.
No, thankfully I'd never have.
Didn't understand that reference.
No. Again, I probably wasn't really paying
Tiny-
attention to it.
Tiny temper, pickle.
Oh my god, that song.
Good song.
No, I don't know. Like you said, I've got the most random photos ever on my phone, so I think people wouldn't even have a clue what's going on if they were looking at it anyway.
No, I don't think they'd be like the vanity on this person with all of his little selfies and all of his little.
Hey,
Like,
I don't do that
modelling
many
shots
selfies.
and all
Look,
that.
I'm scrolling through now. All right, yeah, okay. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
exactly. You get to like a little place where there's like 30 in a row.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not selfieing
Like
myself.
he's doing pictures for Vogue or something. Sorry about the mic there. Honestly. This one affected me quite a lot when I'd finished work. You're shopping and someone mistakes you for the store assistant or like for a worker somewhere. Like I'd go in Tesco or Lidl or something after work and I'd have a suit on because working in hospitality, management. And they'd come up to me and they'd be like, oh, where's this? And you turn around and be like, I don't fucking know.
You'd be like, next to the
And
cat
they'd look at you like, what? How dare you speak to me like that? And I'm just like, why would I know? I don't work here, do I?
food. Satsuma.
Yeah, exactly. May as well have just said that, honestly. Like, go suck yourself.
Excuse me, where's the tomatoes? Suck your tomatoes, you.
Where's the tomatoes? In the tomato aisle? I don't know. Easy, innit? That was a dead-ass joke there, yeah.
Where's the cat food? Next to the dog food?
Where's the dog food? Next to the cat food.
Tinned products, I'll sell. Where's, when you're at a friend's house and everything is fine until they start having a noisy quarrel with their parents. There is a friend. Nah, I've got a friend, like, he'll be laughing listening to this, to be fair, but we'll have to get him on the pod, but, like, he'll just be wetting himself with that. There's all of a sudden, like, there's some mad argument, and then she'll just see me go, oh, hi, Karen. Back in school. Instant just, oh, my God.
I saying that, it's always the awkward moment when somebody, and the person who's listening to this will know I'm talking about him. And there's actually banter as well, because you know we have a right little giggle about it when they're like, somebody will interrupt or somebody will be telling you like the deadest story, and you just sat there like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna listen just to be polite, kind of thing. And then the other, like your friend or whatever, will come across and they'll just be like, nobody asked. So the person who's telling you this story, it's like, when did I say I wanted to hear that? It's like, I just do care about that story, don't I? That awkward moment when you've got to sit there and listen to somebody's dead story and you really don't care about it.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, that can be customer service style as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
To
pretty
deal
much.
with it.
You have to explain your joke because they don't get it.
Mm.
Tell some absolute banter story or something, or like
the
a one-liner, and then they're just staring at you dead, and you're like, oh, I'll explain it then. And then they're like, like a fake laugh, and you're like, well, yes, it's not funny now. I've had to say it all and explain
The
it.
ones with a story is just tragic if you have to repeat. If it's like the dad jokes, it's like, okay, that was trash to begin with.
Yeah, but sometimes they are like, they're a bit dodgy to understand. You're just like, what even is that? Like, what are you on about, kind of thing? Like, or it might take you, like, in your brain, you're just waiting a couple seconds for it to, like, suddenly click what they're actually said, and then you're just, like, you burst out laughing. You're just, like, it's just that delayed reaction, and it's like NPC, you just shoot them in the face, they just stand there for a second and then fly backwards.
Well, there's that one where, when you're laughing randomly, when you're just in a random moment where, like, you shouldn't really be laughing, then something just banter that you just remembered, like, 15 years ago enters your mind, you start wetting yourself randomly in front of someone.
They're just like, what's the issue here? What is the problem?
And that's probably something that happens in my brain a lot.
Yeah.
When you're watching a sports game and have no idea what's going on. I knew I'd bring that one.
Oh dear. Yep.
Euros, isn't it?
You listening to this, you know this is for you. Yeah. Yeah. So essentially, or you try and talk about a sport when you just know nothing about it. Like, you're listening to somebody talk about something, and it's just like, you don't know what you're on about. Like, shut up. Nobody is listening to you. Bloody. The funny thing is, Chiron knows what I'm on about now as well.
Oh, yeah, jokes.
Yeah, so, Ashley.
There's alright, there's a little story where, you know, when you wave at someone and it's not actually the person that you're doing,
it's like
so
the person behind you
like
or
some
something.
sort of mug.
Yeah.
I waved to a man because I thought he waved at me. Apparently he waved to another woman. So to get out of the awkward situation, I kept my hand up and a taxi pulled over and drove me to the airport. I'm now in Poland, starting a new life.
I mean, you may as well move countries then, because that's an embarrassing moment, isn't it?
I'll just take the taxi.
Honestly, it is. It's, you always get the TikToks or the Instagram reels or whatever, where they're like, "Oh, nice jugs" to somebody, and it'll be a girl, and they'll be like, "How dare you? Like, how dare you say that?" And then there'll be somebody behind with like water jugs or something. They'll be like, "Yeah, they're really good." And then the girl's just like, "Oh my days! Like, I can't believe I've just done that." It's the same situation as that. You're waving to somebody, that's not waving at you, and it's
just dead inside you.
But why go through the effort of taking the taxi to the airport and then going somewhere? Like, you could just go like 5 minutes down the road or something and then get back out.
Yeah,
it'd be so simple.
You just commit and just go to the airport. It's like the handshake thing as well, wouldn't it? When would you go in for a handshake or spud someone or something?
Or like high five and all that, and
they just stood there. It's like Jeremy Corbyn, isn't it? Just high fiving someone's.
You have guests over, and you have to tell them to stay, even though you actually want them to leave. Dogs in the background. Basically, it just went dead silent. And I thought you were going to say something.
I don't know. I was paying attention to that dog. To be fair.
Oh, okay. Good. Just does pay attention. You know, that whole thing we were on about earlier.
I just made your thing go dead. Awkward moment. I don't know.
Do you need me? Honestly. Do you need me to repeat myself with the one I just said, and then we'll go on to the one afterwards because of how I just said that?
Yeah.
When you have guests over and you have to tell them to stay, even though you really want them to leave, like, oh no, that's okay, you can stay a bit longer, even though you're like, I really want to, like, I just want to get rid of you, like, I don't want you to be here anymore, but I can't be rude about it, like.
Well, they do stay as well, then.
And then they stay, and you're just like, I can't get rid of them, like, I can't tell them to leave. It's like, I may as well just move out.
Yeah.
And then going on to that, although it's not arguing, but when someone takes the mick out of you because you've messed up a word, like I just messed up the entire sentence just there then, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Like you said, you sent through something earlier, didn't you? We said everyone's got something where they just can't pronounce something.
Oh, yeah. And me with my desperados, my hush.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that video will be on TikTok at some point. Yeah. But yeah, you're full on arguing and you say a word wrong and then they'll just be like, oh, you said this wrong.
Yeah.
And then literally you can't come back from it because that's all they're going to mention then.
Yeah. All right, speaking of saying something wrong then, getting called Sharon at Starbucks, yeah? When you get your fucking name wrong. Well, it's one way it's...
No, it wasn't Sharon at Starbucks, it was Sharon at Taco Bell.
Oh, was it?
When you had to type your name into the computer and then when you go up, when the order's ready, they'll say... your name out, and they said Sharon, and I was like, Kyron, that's you.
Yeah.
Just as good, isn't it? But everybody gets it wrong, don't they?
I think they had someone said when they get their name wrong and you've corrected them, they still get it wrong. So it's like your awkward moments, like, do you correct them again or do you just commit to what they said?
Yeah, exactly. You just commit, don't you?
After,
they'll get it wrong the first time. You don't even bother saying what your name actually is. You just say it, and then I'll just go
yeah,
with
if
it.
you have a weird name, if you can relate to it, then you probably just go by whatever they've attempted to say your name, unless you really want your name said right, isn't it?
Exactly.
Then I'll be Kieran, Sharon, or whatever the hell. Just be Sharon, Stuart.
Bit of everything,
Susan.
really, isn't it? Yeah.
Be whatever you want me
Yeah.
to be. Couldn't really care.
I think we've gone through quite a lot, and obviously this is a topic we can revisit again, like the icks. We could just do a mashup of everything at some point, to be honest.
Yeah.
But if we leave it there, because time's getting on a bit.
Okay, yeah.
We'll, obviously just let us know again if you want to see or want to hear a bit more about this. We can obviously go through some more. If you've got any that you want us to say yourself, then we can obviously go through them as well.
Yeah. Plenty of awkward moments to happen.
There's plenty. Some might happen to us
time.
in the time between now and then.
Yeah.
So that'll be banter, won't it? Right, it's time for a word from the book.
Right. So this is the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows by John Koenig. And it's your favourite book, isn't it? It's going to be your favourite
Best book in the world. Yeah. Description. Link in the description.
You chose chapter 4, so that is Faces in a Crowd, catching glimpses of humanity from a distance. And the word is hailbound.
Is that all of it?
Yeah. No, mysteriously compelled to wave to passing strangers on a country road, a mountain path, or a remote stretch of water.
Isn't that just like the typical kind of like British thing? You just said waving to people, like, oh, you wave to somebody.
You just feel the need to wave to a random person. You don't even know them.
It's
I
like you're
wouldn't do
walking, and you're just
You
like.
would do that.
No, I wouldn't.
You'd be.
I wouldn't do that, but it's kind of. I'll say this: the equivalent of when you're out walking, or like you go past somebody, and you either like you share a little nod, or you're like,
Yeah, that's
oh,
what I said
hi,
here. Like it's like that little awkward. Speaking of awkward moments,
yeah,
it's that little smile and nod to acknowledge like someone on a path, and it's you either put your head down if you don't know them, or up if you do know them. It's the little like scrunched up face, and then if you meet someone at a style, it's like, oh, you go, nah, you go. Oh, it must...
So yeah, that awkward moment when. So this actually the word ties in perfectly, doesn't it?
But you just
really,
want to wave at random people.
Like, why would you?
I said, knowing you, you're probably compelled to just run them off the road. To be fair,
it's
throw them
like,
a sawn-off shotgun face
look,
or something.
all the people on the train going past like the school or something, or like I don't know, a road or anything like a crossing or whatever, and everybody's waving to the train. It's like, are you weird?
Clapping when the plane lands. Yeah, so there we go. That was the word. You just want to wave at random people. I mean, the sort of drivers you see on the road in the morning, do you want to wave at them?
Nah, it's thumbs down. It's just straight up.
You probably want to do more than that.
I'm just straight up having a bad time.
There we go. Right, you're doing...
We've got... I'm going to do... Right, I'll go through these quick, but I've got a joke that I found, and then I've screenshotted them from the little apps again, just because, you know, they're hilarious. So actually, I'll finish on the one that I know is hilarious in my mind. So... here we go for the joke. Are you ready?
Yep.
Can February, March? No, but April, May.
Oh my god.
Oh dear, that's typical, like dad joke. Like that's. Let's just move on from that. A fact: people who speak 2 languages may unconsciously shift their personalities when they switch from one language to another. That's a bit weird. Like that doesn't even make much
Say
like
it again,
sense
say it.
to the mind. People who speak 2 languages may unconsciously shift their personalities when they switch from one language to another.
Maybe.
So like you've got multiple personality
Yeah.
disorder. You might have one for English and one for Spanish. So when you're speaking in Spanish, you become a completely different person to when you speak in English, kind of thing.
You've travelled as well, haven't you? So I guess like when we stayed in a German person's household, they swap between the languages, isn't it? It's what makes it easier to say. And you can tell when they're in German, it's like a bit more...
Yeah, German's a
mad, isn't
very
it?
aggressive language, though. That's why like it sounds very angry. So that doesn't really. It's not meaning that necessarily. I think it's more meaning like maybe the way you act, because it's obviously personalities. It's not necessarily tone, which is what it is for the whole like
maybe.
German thing. Because it just sounds angry, but because obviously we don't fully understand the other languages, you can't really tell if the person's kind of like shifting up their...
So if you rage, you go to
way.
that sort of language, maybe. If you speak too, isn't it? You could do that.
If you got really angry, you might start speaking in your own language,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
like
That's
that
fair
kind
enough,
of
isn't
thing.
it?
But
Yeah.
you act completely differently depending on what
Oh,
language
right.
you're speaking.
That's the
kind
fact,
of
is it?
thing. That's the fact.
Oh, okay.
My absolute banter joke, which I found on TikTok: what type of apples grow on a tree? All of them. Nah, that was a genuine laugh. That wasn't a dead laugh. I know that was a real laugh because it was banter. Did you not enjoy that one?
Yeah.
I knew you would.
That's jokes, isn't it?
You love it. Oh, yeah, it is jokes.
Jokes.
Absolute banter jokes.
Right, that's done, is it?
Yeah, we've already done our music recommendations, so we don't need to do that
logic.
one, do we? So we'll leave it there, and we'll
That's done, isn't
go
it?
through. If you'd like to follow us on socials, like and rate and share this podcast as well, depending on obviously what platform you're on. Give us a thumbs up and a little comment if you'd like to.
Yes.
You
does
can
help out.
find us on socials, so YouTube,
SoulInsights.
Twitter,
The SI Index.
TikTok and Instagram.
The SoulInsights Index.
And then obviously streaming platforms for audio. So
SoulInsights Podcast.
Yeah, SoulInsights Podcast on your Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts. We sorted out a couple more now. So if you just go on to RSS, which the link will be in the description as well, you can obviously find your preferred platform. Hopefully it's on there, and we're just trying to get a bit more as we go, aren't we, really?
Yeah,
Get
I
a bit
reckon-
more structured, get a bit more out there, a few more places.
Well, hopefully we'll probably get a guest on in a couple episodes, I'd imagine, isn't it? And we'll
Yeah.
get some of that underway. And we'll have some cool, stories and things that people would like to share
Yeah.
with people, rather than us just chat utter random stuff.
Try and organise something. If there's anything in particular you want to hear as well,
Yeah.
like a particular topic or something,
Yeah,
then just let us know. More than happy to talk about stuff. Even if it's like a quick thing, we can just do like a mash-up where there's like 10 different topics in one thing. Or
Yeah.
like you want us to share your story or talk about random stuff, like just let us know, yeah?
Yeah, that's cool.
So I think that'll be it. So thanks for watching.
And toodaloo.
Salted.
I think that went okay, wasn't it?
Yeah.